Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, two worlds running side by side. We've got the actual physics of the internal combustion engine, the mechanics, and then there's this fascinating idea from our sources, a whole hidden civilization living inside it. Our mission, really, is to get our heads around both the real mechanical facts and this miniature society that kind of metaphorically keeps it all stable.
It's a great setup because the engine's reliability, it really hinges on that perfect repetitive cycle. And we should start with the basics, the real history.
Yeah.
Nicholas Otto, back in 1876, he built that first practical spark-ignited four-stroke engine, though the concept itself was laid out a bit earlier by Alphonse Baudot-Rocha.
Right, the four-stroke engine. And reciprocating just means that piston, it moves up and down, yet turning that straight line motion into rotation.
Exactly. And the genius of Otto's four-stroke cycle is how it controls the explosion inside. Very precisely. It breaks the whole thing down into four really distinct steps, absolutely essential steps. First, you've got intake. That's pulling the fuel and air mix into the cylinder.
Okay.
Then compression. It squeezes that mix, makes it volatile, highly pressurized.
And then the bang, right, the spark plug ignites it. That's the power stroke. Pushes the piston down, turns the crankshaft.
Precisely. And finally, exhaust. Clears out the used gases so the whole thing can start again. That mechanical rule, that repetition, governed by perfect timing, it's still the heartbeat of how we get around.
Okay, so that's the machine. But if we take that engine as this self-contained little universe...
Right. This is where it gets really interesting. Our sources introduce this hidden world. Ingenuine. Think tiny intelligent beings living invisibly inside engines, car engines, maybe others too. And they build actual civilizations from the fluids, the metal parts, the dust even.
So like some are doing the physical work, the mechanics, and others are managing the information. Control systems.
That's exactly it. It mirrors our own industrial world in surprising detail. They even have different languages, like Cambrian and Fluidrian. So you meet the Cambrians first. They live in Cylinder Head City. That's like the engine's main operations floor. Busy place. They're described as blue-bodied hard workers. Their names often start with Cam. And they work at places like the Loeb Research Facility.
And their key resource, their lifeblood, you could say, is oil. They harvest it, they handle the physical side. But then you have the Fusons. They're in Sensor City. That sounds like the engine's brain, the computer box.
Pretty much the Fusons are the data people, metal bodies, number names. Their job is monitoring everything, all the electronic signals, the mechanical feedback. They keep things stable. And apparently they charge a data tax on the whole system to manage that flow of information. Efficiency monitors.
Wow. And linking this back to the four strokes we talked about, those mechanical events must be huge for them, like the power stroke, that successful ignition. The source says it's like a massive citywide celebration for the Cambrians in Cylinder Head City.
Absolutely. Because it means their world is stable, functioning, at least for that cycle. It guarantees immediate survival. But this whole complex system, this interdependent world, it's facing a crisis. Even the Fusians, the really meticulous ones, they're recording things going wrong. Systemic problems, sensors failing randomly, CO2 levels getting too rich, weirdly rapid temperature swings. All these signs that something's fundamentally off. Chaos is building.
And this is where Dr. Campbell comes in, the top scientist in Cylinder Head City. He's warning about a great end because of some anomaly, something from outside.
Exactly. He claims he detected this weird, non-physical wave, something the giants, that's their word for us humans, use, something to link devices to the car's audio system.
Wait, are they talking about...
He calls it Bluetooth. That's the closest term he has for this disruptive energy pulse he found with his rather primitive instruments. He realizes this tiny signal, totally invisible to them normally, is acting like a portal. It's corrupting their stable system with outside noise. Foreign data.
That's quite a concept. Connecting the physical engine mechanics to this sort of informational static from our world. And it terrifies them. There's a technician, Avid, he believes Campbell.
Yeah. Avid is confronted by Campbell, sees the evidence, and is convinced. The result is immediate and drastic. Avid actually uses Campbell's machine, steps through this portal into the giant's world, our world. Right at that moment, the engine peacekeepers, who are like the enforcers dispatched from Sensor City, arrive. They detain Campbell, they start dismantling his machine, and Avid is just stranded, left behind in our world.
So what does this all mean, pulling it together? These sources seem to take something solid, like an engine.
Yeah, something very concrete. And they show that even a system like that, which seems robust, driven by the steady work of the Cambrians, it's incredibly vulnerable. vulnerable to chaos brought in by these subtle, maybe ignored bits of information.
So the lesson is, when your monitors, your data watchers, Fusians in this story, start failing, or when some external signal like this Bluetooth wave isn't understood or is misinterpreted, even the strongest physical system can face, well, collapse, catastrophe.
Right, and that brings up a really important question for you listening right now. Think about the complex engines in your own life, maybe your work, maybe personal stuff. What seemingly small, overlooked signals might be interacting with them? And are your personal fusions, your own internal monitors, detecting that potential chaos before it's, too late?